that Sony Venice that we talked about. The interesting thing here, as you can see, this is the camera. It's all the brains of the camera. There's all the signal passing, all the weight is also connected to this extender. And the actual sensor is in this piece.
Oh, gotcha.
So the thought being, you put this on. Don't fall off the stage. This is my first time doing it, actually.
I did it yesterday. It was pretty crazy.
The rocket.
Yeah.
Here, let me assist you. We're gonna tie this in.
You have to work out before coming.
Yeah, it's gonna show off your gut. That's for sure.
Yeah, it definitely does. It does put some pressure on.
35.
Estamos sobre la hora.
¿Cuánto pesa? Pregunta.
You know how much you weigh?
It's about 20, 25 pounds.
It's not that bad. Once you get it on, it's not bad. Like you're ready to go for a hike.
Sí, cuidado por tu estómago.
Ay, para
You are
verdad.
Yeah,
connected,
Jorge.
so don't go too far.
Cuidado por tu estómago.
Take care, buddy.
En tu condición.
But yeah, the actual, obviously the actual lens in the capture unit is right here, and it's handheld. It's still kind of heavy on its own, but not near as heavy as imagine trying to hold that all on the front of your body. Some people have done it, some people do it, and there's rigs to make it a little easier, but this I think is by far the best solution for a rig like this.
Ahora se enrolla con el cable ahí. Muy largo.
And this is where, like I was saying, this is the kind of stuff you're going to see way more on film sets. It's more of the cinematic type. Grab that. There's another handle floating around somewhere for this one. I will track it down and we'll have it on. But these handles are very adjustable. You can unlock them, move them around at per your comfort. And then you're not.
We're using 2 batteries, right?
Yep, 2 batteries. Well, I think we've been running them today. They are actually dead. But
Is it dead, right?
we'll get them charged up for this weekend, obviously. So
Some of this, I think we can probably find a position for these handles that kind of works for everyone, but they are adjustable for sure.
yeah, and there will probably be some people that like things a certain way, and like
What I would recommend, I think, is it's not heavy, but it's not light. So the further away from my body it gets, the heavier it is, right?
Yeah, for sure.
If I chicken wing out, it gets heavy and shaky. So you're gonna want to find a way to. I almost kind of want to just baby it like this, and kind of. We'll probably take this off at some point, but rest it against your body. It's gonna get. You want as many points to anchor it as possible. So because if I can connect it to a bigger body of mass, it's gonna be more stable. So I'm gonna try to connect it to my body, and that frees up my left hand to do zoom and focus.
What I don't like too much is the length of this cable.
Yeah, I think we could probably get a carabiner and like clip this
Or
here.
like- like
Or
here.
you
Yeah.
go over. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few options for that.
Yeah, there's different.
We'll probably have some ideas going into this weekend. We'll probably get the operators to help see what they're comfortable with too. But yeah, there's a few options, and we're going to add a couple of cables to this, and we'll add some of that we call it Tech Flex, but that cable
Okay.
cover stuff that'll go around, so it'll be a little bit a little bit protected. It's an interesting situation because this is a very you're actually taking the lens mount off of the camera to put this cable and a unit on, so it's a very interesting setup.
Other than this, like you're completely wireless. So it's a wireless transmission back to the switcher, and they have wireless iris control. So you don't have to control any exposure, which is super nice, right? You just
Nice.
have to. You can just focus on composition, getting your shot, and then zoom and focus.
So we have all the cameras on engineering.
Yep.
Okay.
This
Al
first
revés. Y allá.
this first zoom ring is my zoom ring. Second one is focus. So once we get it on, you would be able to see
And then
that.
once we
One
get
thing to
those
keep in
working,
mind.
Solution for. Oh yeah, I got you. We need to
You
do that
guys know
same
with-
solution for
With those cameras out there,
production.
if you zoom all the way in, get your focus, then you can zoom out. It'll stay in
on the
focus.
drawings,
That
the
is not
drawings
true
are
for
drawings.
these,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
Say what
don't
they are.
don't think that you can just find your focus. So you gotta get your zoom and then always making sure you're in
I
focus.
think it's coming from the front or something.
But I think it's gonna be fun for you guys. You're gonna have all that freedom to move around, just like you would normally. But you're totally wireless, so you're not worried about your cable ever getting in the way of anyone. You're gonna want to kind of be aware of how big this is. Not
Oh,
wanna
yeah.
Swing that around and knock over the keyboard. So always, it's a fine line running this kind of camera. You want to be quick and get new shots a lot, but I don't want to be so quick that I'm distracting or that I'm like putting other people in danger. So I can be quick without having to move my body that quick.
Yeah.
So I can here to here to here, and I'm not having to like move a ton, right? One thing also with these, this is a cinematic camera, so you get that depth of field that you can play with. So you can play with, I've got my guitarist, and then I can shift focus and get that person. So I can create movement inside the image without having to physically move.
Are you actually changing the depth of field?
You're changing the focus.
Yeah.
All the amount of depth of field you have is dependent on two things: your zoom level. So I can change my zoom. The more I zoom in, the shallower or the more blurry my background will get. But also your iris. That's controlled in control right now. So the wider or the more open the iris is, the shallower your depth of field will get.
So thinking first step, when the volunteer arrive and they put the camera, what he need like a step by step, like turning on, turning off.
That is a great question. We should ask Andy. Without the batteries, I don't really know.
Yeah.
This, I was just like holding it like this makes it stable, but then I can't focus.
Yeah.
So it's probably not going to be that helpful. I like to keep my hand underneath. But I think we also can play with like going down on the floor, getting different kind of shots because you're totally wireless now. Yeah, wish we could turn it on, but we're dead.